Good. Okay. So the first 10 minutes or so of this demonstration, I will be doing the talking, and we will have everybody else muted. Then as you're sewing, and if you have questions, unmute yourself, show us your work, ask your questions or chat, and we'll see how that goes. And hopefully it all will work out just fine. Are we kind of ready to go? My instructor over here, Tay, are we ready?
She's putting something in chat.
Oh, okay. Thank you. All right. So this is a very simple quilt pattern. I know it as Crossroads. Some people may know it as X's and O's, and some people may know it as Hugs and Kisses. Those are the three names that I know of, but we'll just go with Crossroads. And as you can see on Judith's camera, you can see the whole quilt, or at least part of the quilt, so that you can see the cross patterns and the O's. But this quilt is made up of only 2 subunits, and I want to share my screen when I do this one. Whoops. Yeah. Hang on a minute. Now I need to share. Where did I share screen? There we go. Ah, I forgot. I already forgot what I've been taught. There we go. There's our shares. Those are the 2 quilt blocks that we're going to work with. One is a 4-patch, as you can see on the right-hand side, and the other is a 4.5-inch background strip, which we have snowballed. And so Tay is going to demonstrate for us wait a minute, please. There we go. Stop sharing screen. I have to go back to share screen, and she's going to demonstrate for us how to do the snowball. Where is my camera? Okay. Share what?
You had it perfectly.
All right. Let's see. Excuse me, folks.
Okay. Put share screen.
Perfect.
Is she working?
No,
Yeah.
no,
No. Okay, put share screen.
right?
Then go on the camera. Oh no.
Oh,
Sorry.
there it was. There it was. I'm sorry.
There was. Yeah.
Sorry.
Just go zoom.
Here we
Right
go.
down.
There's my camera.
Double click. Okay.
Okay, there we go. Now, Tay is going to show you how to snowball. First things that she did was to mark on a diagonal line from one corner to the other, and she's going to put that block on one corner of her background strip and sew on a diagonal across. And she will do this in just a minute. We have her doing more than one thing here, so that's very confusing for her and for me. But you're going to do that on opposite corners. You're going to snowball from one corner and then also snowball on the other. So that you put and those are 2.5-inch squares that you are using in the corner. Like that. There you go. And so she's going to snowball or stitch from one corner to the other on that diagonal line at such as this. There we go. All right. And if you're working on several blocks, you can just sort of change stitch these one right after the other. And then you can go back and do the other side, which we're going to make her do right now on the other block. When you finish snowballing or sewing on that diagonal line, then you want to flip your block over to make sure that it covers the corner of your 4.5-inch square. So if you'll stick that kind of underneath your, there you go. All right, on the purple one there, flip it back and you can see that it matches. Well, it's pretty close. It's close enough. You don't want it too short, you don't want it too long. Too long is better than too short. There you go. So when you finish that, then you can trim off those bottom 2 layers. And
Show them what you cut there.
And there you go. You've cut off that bottom 2 layers. So when you finish doing that on both sides, then you have actually finished working or making your snowball background part. That's the first unit, and you need 8 of those for 1 block. Very good. All right, the next part of the unit, of course, is a 4-patch. And the 4-patch, you can just do any colors that you want. If you do put them together like that, then you usually do right over left, top first, and then the bottom. So you put the 2 together, so a 1/4 inch seam, and of course this is always an interpretive 1/4 inch seam. Whatever your 1/4 inch measures out to. And I have to remind you, the thicker the thread, the more scant you have to use. I've been listening to Alex Anderson on television. She's been doing a Monday, Wednesday, Friday show for 30 minutes at 1 o'clock Eastern time. And she uses 60 weight in the top and an 80 weight in the bottom, so that her 1/4 inch is a true 1/4 inch, because there's almost no give over on that. So if you do the first one, if again you can do these chain piecing, and you don't take it off the machine, you can do the second one right after the other. And then when you finish that, then you can go to the, put them together, nesting. And I don't normally iron between this, but you can iron on one side or the other, but finger pressing works just fine for this. And if you wish, you can nest them. Put them together, then nest them. And if necessary, you can pin it so that you know that they will meet, or you can just feel it and just go with the flow there. And she's doing a marvelous job under these conditions. So she's going to pin it. So this is the other half of the subunit. And then you just sew that together. And as some people say, you sew and pray and you hope that the 2 seams interlock and they mix together, meet together. Now, the only other thing I would suggest, and like I did because I didn't know I was going to be doing this, I would, if you have light background fabric, I would use all dark squares for the 4-patch. If you're using a dark background fabric, I would use all light squares for the 4-patch. But if, like me, you intermix them, that's perfectly fine also. Okay, those 2 subunits are the whole game. That's all you need to know how to do. And there's your 4-patch. And look at that. Congratulations. Okay. Let's go back to stop sharing. All right. All right. So once you have your 4-patch and your background square, which is snowballed, then you can join them together. Now, this is the one thing that I really don't know the true answer to, but I always set up the orientation of the snowball to the half square triangle exactly the same way. If you mixed it, I don't know. It may or may not come out right, but just for the sake of argument, let's keep it always the same. So if you start with a snowball corner on the bottom, make them all that way. If you have it on the top, make them all that way. You're going to need 8 of these units to do 1 block. Then the orientation of that is all that matters. As you can see here, I'm sorry, back this up. If you take 2 of those and sew them together so that the 4-patch is in one corner or opposite corners, then you get this really nice diagonal line with your background. This is 1/4 of the block. So that when you take 4 of them,
Gee, tell me to look at my camera now.
all right, look at Judith's camera. You can see that easily there. When you've got the 4 of them, you get this beautiful background fabric making a square around the whole thing. You end up with a 16 patch in the center and 4 patches on the outside corners. That's one block. If you're doing a 16, if you're doing a regular 1/4 inch seam, you've got a 16.5 inch, pretty close. Remember fabric stretches. That's 16.5 inch square block. And when you put them all together, you end up, if you look at Judas there, you end up with that pattern. So let me go back to my, I don't remember where I was. Share screen. This is what the block looks like. And did I share the screen? I did not share the screen.
Yeah.
I will. Oh, Jeannie, get this in the right order. I want to be here. I have to be not there. Wait a minute.
Need help?
I don't know. Why is it not
We're still
unshared?
seeing you.
Are we still seeing you?
You, yeah.
Okay, go to Zoom. Request. Okay, there you go.
I don't know. Where am I?
It should be shared. That's weird.
I don't want to close that.
Yeah, don't close it. What? Okay, there we go. Oh, it's because you have a link. Okay.
Ah, there we go. Okay.
Then you want to share the camera,
No.
the
I want
picture?
The picture.
Okay.
Okay, great. Okay, here's our block again. As you can see, this is the subunits that you're working with. The snowball background, the 4 patch that put together, put them in a opposite direction. That makes so it has a 4 patch. Make 4 of those, just flip them around, and then you get your nice square. Okay, now if I wanted to share screen and I wanted to do that, there's your
There you go.
there's your whole block. I did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I made it square, so there's 9 blocks in there. I was getting a little tired. If you wanted to, sharing has stopped. Okay. If you want to be more organized, like, oh dear, where are we going here? Hello. No. Here we go. Let's see, exit minimize. Okay, let me try that one. Share screen. And I want to do this one. Carol Wilkerson, of course, did it in a much more organized manner where she had selected the fabrics that she wanted in the 4 patch, and then she chose a different color to do the snowball in, and it really came out a very beautiful pattern like that. I was so impressed. I thought, well, so you can be scrappy, you can be organized, you can do whatever you want. I think my instruction time is finished. Oh, it's almost 14 minutes. So that's good. Okay, so if anybody has a question, please feel free to ask. We have another hour and 45 minutes.
Unmute themselves.
And you have to unmute yourself. Go ahead.
Okay, question. You said we needed to make 8 of the snowballs using the 4.5 inch. And
Correct.
then we needed to make 8 of the 4 patches.
Correct.
Okay. I got that. Thank
All
you.
right. Now, if you already have 4 patches made or 2 patches made, add them, put them together. But as you can tell in my quilt, I had some very light ones, and I tried to stick them in the center so that they wouldn't interfere with the background, but sometimes they did. So, but this is a great.
Jeannie,
Go ahead.
I was wondering if we might could see the snowball demonstration one more time.
Sure, we can do that. Let her get set up a minute.
That's Lula without the video camera on her. That's me.
Oh, that's Lula?
Generation X or Generation 6.
Oh, okay. Let me share screen with, no, we don't do that. No, hang on. I have to switch my camera first. Now I share screen with my camera. Cool. All right, there she is. So she has a 4.5-inch background strip, and she's going to put 2.5 inches squares on the diagonal, opposite corners, and so on the diagonal. So,
And I marked them.
and she marked them. You don't, if you have lines on your sewing machine so that you know where your needle line is and where your corner is, you don't necessarily need to mark them. You can also iron those corners across so that you have a fold line there to guide your needle. So there you go. She's got the 2.5-inch squares on opposite corners. She's got her diagonal line marked from one edge to the other, and she's going to sew on that diagonal line. And there she goes. These are things that you can do as you're sewing on another quilt. You can make your 4 patches. You can make your snowballs as enders and leaders. So this is something that is sort of a continuous pattern that you can work on and end up with it. I was doing this. That's one reason I quit, because I was running out of 2.5-inch squares out of my scraps, and I also was running out of my 4.5-inch background. But this way you can do both the snowballing and you can do the 2.5-inch 4 patches together as enders and leaders as you're working on other blocks. Okay, so once you've got them sewn on the diagonal, then you want to take those and flip them over to make sure, check it. It doesn't have to be perfect, but you want to check and make sure that that meets your corner. When you go to sew them together, you can make those adjustments. But then you're going to trim off one corner.
Got it.
Yeah. And she's going to show you there how she trims off one corner, because you don't want all that extra fabric underneath your block. And it doesn't have to be an exact 1/4-inch seam that you're trimming. You can use your rotary cutter. You can use your scissors there. Lula, did that answer your question?
Yes, thank you very much.
All right, good job. Okay.
I'll say let them go to town.
All right, it's your turn. There you are.
I hit the wrong button. Okay, this one I still have to do some cutting and have to make sure they're both on the bottom like that.
Right. I think so, yeah. There you go. Pull back a little bit, Penny. There you go. Yeah, that's perfect.
And then I did 2 of them.
There you go. You've got 1/4 done.
I know. No, I thought we had to have 8. Oh yeah, 1/4. I was thinking half. Okay.
Yep, there you go. I don't think we need the sewing machine anymore if we
We'll just wait in case they want to see something.
see something else. Yes, ma'am.
Any preference as to which way one should be ironing these? To make assembly easier, you just re-iron them as you're putting it together, or?
Well, I tell you the truth, I finger press because that makes it easier when you're going along.
Yeah.
And actually, to be honest, I iron at the very end, but
Okay,
it doesn't really matter. I don't think, most of the time your fabric's going to choose which way it wants to go.
okay.
And
Okay. There's my first quarter.
very good. Congratulations.
Thank
Looks
you.
perfect. 7 more, you're done.
Done, yeah.
With block 1. So,
Finish 2 of them.
congratulations.
Now, if I put those together, would they be put together like that? Or
No,
how do I,
no. You're going to put them together like this. Can you see that?
yeah, hold on.
The arrows pointing to each other.
Yeah, so that the 4 patches are opposite each other.
Try to look at my screen.
Look at Judith's.
I
See Judith's green?
no. Yeah,
Okay. So you want that line to go across. So your 4 patches are in opposite corner. Think of it as a 4 patch that you're putting together.
I did something wrong then, because no matter how I put it, I don't get that.
No, she doesn't turn it.
Try turning it.
I did the same thing. I made my unit. I made 2 units. The
Are they
same.
exactly alike?
Yeah.
Well, they're fine.
Well, the snowball and then the 4 patch.
Right.
Turn one.
Snowball and the 4 patch. I made the snowballs all the same.
Okay, so turn 1.
I just not turning it right.
Just turn it
I am
around.
not either.
Turn
Yeah.
one.
Turn it
So
around.
Turn one.
So
Listen.
I can do this. This is silly. I don't.
At least, oh no, you're not separate. Okay, so if they did this.
Yeah. Okay.
It's,
So, hold on, so.
All you have to
so
do,
they did this, and they have this and this, correct?
yeah.
think.
Right?
So the-
Do they have that?
Do you have, no, this is not,
No,
one.
I know.
yeah,
It isn't?
No. Well, actually it was, I'm sorry.
Okay.
The snowballs
yeah,
have to,
that's what oh, wait a second. Yeah, that's what I
Okay, then
have.
turn this one around.
just turn one around 180 degrees.
No. No, it has to be like this. So do they have this?
You have
But
that?
I already sewed together my thing.
They sew this.
Does yours look like what Judith has on her camera?
I don't see Judith's camera.
Judith,
I'm looking at you.
Judy.
Oh, I'm sorry.
There's Judith's camera, yeah.
There's Judith's
You
camera.
can see that?
So
Oh, okay.
that's what I have, but
Judith. Oh, well, let me try that. Okay, the 9 patch. And then
I'm getting confused.
I feel very, very,
Did they do this?
Do you have 2 of those?
You have 2 of
Yep.
these. All right. So you have the 4 patch, they look exactly alike, and you just turn one 180 degrees.
but I've already sewn my units together.
yeah,
So I have
me too.
2 units that look like this.
Okay, take one of those and turn it 180 degrees and put it on the bottom. Or the top, depending on which way you get a line. A diagonal line on,
Oh, duh. I think I finally got the line.
there you go.
I didn't
Okay.
get the line.
Okay, I put that second unit on top because if you put it on the bottom, you don't get a line. You have to put the unit on top of the first,
Okay, yes.
right? Okay.
That's why,
Nevertheless,
Uh-oh, sorry.
when I put it, okay, can you guys, let's see. How can I do this? I gotta change my camera. Oh, here's my camera. Okay. Now the light's gonna be bad. Okay, I have this. So now how am I supposed to change it?
Okay, take one of those, take
Okay.
the one and turn it 180 degrees. There you go.
Done.
Thank you. That was easy.
See, that's what has to be a workshop.
Oh, that worked great.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
I love it.
I'm trying to change it differently and I couldn't get it.
I will tell you, I had my first one like this, and I put it on my design wall because each time I made one, I had to go back and look at this to make sure that I put, yes, if you put the other one on the wrong side, you're going to not get your, if you end up like this, it's wrong. You know, that's not right.
No, Jeannie, you're creating a new design.
There you go. That's right.
If you don't have to undo something, don't do it. Although I already did that. I sewed my 4-patch without moving my needle, so I do have to undo those.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
irritating.
Not that I have never ever done that myself, you know. I just, yeah. The other thing too is you can, if you sew that together correctly and you don't put it on the right end, that's why you have to start. How do I do this? All right, let's go back up here. This is the right way. If you put it up here and you don't, and you've got your 4 patches in the opposite corner.
She's showing it on her.
Oh, okay. If you got it on the opposite corner and you're not getting the diagonal, just put it on the bottom. Okay? Correctly. Or something like that. Why does that not work?
There, no?
No. Well, that's right for the wrong reason. It's the other part of the X. Oh, that's right. Flip it, baby. Because it would go here. It would go some way.
Something too.
It's a very simple block, but it can be confusing.
That's why doing this assembly line is so quicker. You don't have to worry about moving your needle. You're doing the repetition thing. It's
Over and over again, yes.
and I know it's boring, but that gets the job done.
But that's why this is a pattern that you can use. You're making some other glorious, beautiful quilt that you are doing one block at a time or something, and you need an ender and leader. So I have my bag of 2.5-inch strips, and I use those as enders and leaders. And when I get tired of that, I do a 4-patch with the 2 patches. And then the next time I may go back and I do the snowballing as the enders and leaders. So over time, you've made a block.
Yeah. So are you a Bonnie Hunter fan?
I am, yeah. I haven't watched as much of hers. I enjoy watching.
I want that on top of each other.
So what do y'all think about this Zoom workshop? Is it a doable thing or?
Yes. Oh, well, yes, I like it. I like being able to see you all sewing, talking, It's like you're in the same room, only you're not.
That's right.
That's
we don't have
me.
to worry about perfumes.
And I didn't have to carry my sewing machine here. And and it's just nice to see everybody.
I will tell you, when I go back and talk about the threads, I mentioned to Miss Dees over in Palaca about using 80 weight bobbin thread, but I said I have so much trouble winding the 60 weight, I wasn't sure I could manage the 80. And she hands me a package of pre-round bobbins at 80 weight. I said, okay, I can do that. So I haven't tried them yet, but I bought them, so that was really kind of cool. Oh, she's got some barriers thread too. Cool. Ah, Lynn's got one done. There she goes. Look at Lynn's.
Ooh, those
That's
are
cool.
colors.
Very nice, Lynn. Thank you. Judy, you're showing your floor.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I was answering.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, I really like the idea of the class too. I'm not very proficient with Zoom yet, but I really appreciate your doing this. I've been looking forward to it all week.
Yes. Well, good.
I like seeing all the color combinations that people come up with.
And thank you for you people that are doing this and setting it up for us, because I wouldn't have the technical ability to do this.
Neither do we, Penny.
Hey, you got your tickets to the gymnastics, didn't you?
Yes, I did get my tickets. Thank you.
Okay.
So we actually, oh. We have Maria, a volunteer at the Senior Center, helping us with technology. That's why it's all going so well.
Well, thank you very much for doing it.
Yes.
It's very encouraging to see what everybody is doing. And learning about Zoom is exciting. I'll be doing Zoom through the sailing clubs. So we'll see how it goes. Jeannie, I like this design.
It's fun.
Yeah, I went ahead and searched it on the internet, and you are honoring it very well.
Thank you. Thank you.
My problem is I've just gotten very lazy in my old age. Very, very lazy. I have lots of fabric, lots of ideas, and I do nothing about it. So this is encouraging. Pick it up.
You just have to pick one up and start.
And that's the hardest part, is getting started.
Yeah.
Once I'm into it or get into a project, it's fun, and I can, try to finish it. I have a lot of UFOs though, so keep it up.
I hate to say this, but if we were to count up all the UFOs, which is what I used to do, it's overwhelming.
I agree.
Penny, don't bother.
Joy.
That's Joy.
Joy, don't bother.
Pardon?
She said, don't bother counting up your UFOs.
Oh, okay. Okay.
No, it's depressing.
Enjoy what you have. It's okay.
Finished objects. All right.
unfinished fabric object.
Projects that we have never, we started.
Oh, that's, so sometimes somebody will come.
Yeah.
So it was 10 years ago.
Did anybody, I got this at the Quilt Museum in Nebraska. And it says,
UFOs.
quilters have proof UFOs do exist.
Ah, yes.
When I went on that quilting trip with my sister out of Minnesota, we went to the Quilt Museum. It's the only one that's in a college, and they teach about it, and they're the ones that certificate people to do the authenticating and stuff like that, restoring of old quilts.
Yeah.
They have rooms of old quilts that they show you how to store them. And it was the most interesting museum visit I'd ever gone to.
Yeah, it's a fantastic place. What the University of Nebraska is considering is closing down one of their programs that directly feeds into the Quilt Museum in teaching, giving that degree. So I don't know what the latest is, but that was as of like a month ago. And the museum will still go on, but it's just the idea that the university is that direct link feeding in, people that can work there and have the knowledge and expertise. But the museum itself is fantastic. Oh my God. Where else could you see all those gorgeous quilts? And again, we need to support all these institutions. It's just one of those things.
Jay was telling me that Julie's Pins up in High Springs said she was on life support. So we need to make an effort to go up there and support her as any ways that we can. I know her inventory of fabric is maybe low, but she just moved from Alachua to High Springs just about the time the pandemic started.
Oh.
So it's difficult.
And FYI, she requires masks.
Good. I only go into those kinds of stores myself. Except for meeting you all today. This is, yeah. So you say she moved?
Where is she in High Springs?
Yeah, that's my question. Well, I guess it's not that big.
I think she's on Main Street, I believe, across from the Great Outdoors.
She is catty corner from the Great Outdoors. She's actually the corner where there's a lot of parking. So she's across catty corner from the Great Outdoors, and there's a big parking lot in front of her shop.
Well,
In the corner of the parking lot.
I will tell you that it is easier to make these 4 patches like this and make 4 of them to do 1 block rather than we're just working with the subunits and trying to make the blocks work out correctly, because you have to keep turning these around in all funny directions. When you make this, you only have to turn it 4 ways. So I do, when I was trying to set it up one time, I had just a bunch of these hang at my sewing machine, and I took it to my design wall. I couldn't make a block out of that to save my life. I had to go back and make the 4 patch like this. Then I could put it together.
oh,
Because you're turning it around so many different ways, here to here to here.
okay. So
it made it very awkward.
So you're saying I haven't sewed it together yet. So
When you make 2 of these, sew them together.
Just make this,
Exactly. Right.
or, okay. I better sew one together.
Because it's easier to turn this 90 degrees each time than to try to figure out which way this goes. I told Tay I have an instruction sheet that I had made up for the class, but I decided that for this type of Zoom, I'd rather talk you through it, and then after the class, Tay will send this out to you so that you'll have it on hand.
Thank you. My scribbled notes might not make it.
But if any of you have a particular type of workshop that you're interested in hearing about or learning about, let Judith Kavanaugh know, because she's going to be scheduling. Look at this. Oh my goodness, look at you.
This design board that's 20 inches. And I thought, I've seen them and I was like, I need one of those. And so when I cut out my blocks, I was able to play with the colors to disperse them a little bit. And so I thought, I actually, in my brain, I'm thinking, oh, don't go there. But it's like, that could be a little workshop.
Yes, it is. Yeah, I had made some of those, and that they're real easy to make. I didn't make one quite that big, but that's perfect. I should have brought one.
Well, it's 20 inches.
Yeah.
Wow.
And it works for this nicely.
Great.
What did you start with?
Pardon me?
What did you start with? What did you start with? What-
A piece of foam board from the Dollar Tree, cut it to 20 inches, and then I had some batting strips, and I zigzagged them together, so this does have a seam down the middle, and I glued it around the edge. Well, I can actually, there's a tutorial that I watched, I could send it out. Takes a little bit of glue. You need a glue gun. 2 pieces of fabric. I've got fabric on the back so that it looks nice. And then the batting on the front. And then I did a 2.5-inch strip, like a bias. And they said to zigzag it down the middle. But when I did, it would pull the edges in and you had to crease. So I ended up just doing a top stitch down 2 sides. So it would hold it all together. And then you hot glue it around upright like this all the way around. And then you work it like you would doing a binding on a quilt when you get to the corner. And then you just go to the top or the bottom, and then you fold and glue and fold and glue and fold and glue. And you do that on both sides. So I mean, even my husband was impressed. He was like, oh, that's pretty nice.
I made some, but I didn't have a hot glue gun. I just used regular glue and ran it down the center of that strip, and then it kind of squished along, so it worked that well.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
Can you use, I'm sorry. Can you use flannel in the front
Sure.
instead of batting?
You want something, yeah, you could use flannel, but you want something that the fabric will stick to, so that's why batting works well, or the flannel.
Or even felt. I just had bits of strips of batting and I just zigzagged them together, and it's like no sense wasting it, you know. I get into that problem. You saw the rest of my stuff.
You guys made your own. I designed one that was 14 inches.
Go ahead, now go back up.
You don't like my butt.
You have a very nice one.
I'm jealous, it's little.
There's 3 and 3, I think.
I know, we need a frame like Nancy Seaman uses. I'm trying to see where the block is.
Oh, go to the corner.
It's here.
Go try to make us professional, Jeannie.
It's right, that's the block, right?
Jeannie,
Yes. Who? Look at this.
Yay!
Mary Ann, I am impressed.
Wow.
I actually finished it.
Oh, wonderful. Congratulations.
You know what it is? It's this is layer cake, and this is charms. Just cut them in half.
There you go. Layer cake and charms.
How about that? I did it. How long did it take?
Less than an hour.
Yay! I'm pooped.
Uh-huh.
What size did you use? I mean, what size is the square when you're done?
I don't know. Whatever size it's supposed to be.
It'll be
When
6 and a half.
Yeah, when you use the layer cake, the cake and the charms.
You just cut them in half. That's their right size, 2.5 inch and 4.5 inch.
So it comes out exact. Okay.
Layer cake with a 10.
Layer cake's 10 inches, but you can cut it. I mean, you're going to cut a half a strip off, half an inch off somewhere. Be fine.
Or if you ended up a different size, it wouldn't hurt.
It doesn't matter.
Darn, would it?
No. If you wanted to make those with 1.5 inch squares, and then you would use a, you could use, or you could do like Peggy and go down to a 1/4 inch square. There again, I'm impressed with that.
I did it. I'm impressed.
There you go. Are you going to make all the blocks out of those, or are you going to change color?
I'll make as many blocks as I have material for. So all I need is 4 blocks for a throw, right?
Right. This behind, the one I did behind me is a 9 squares, which
I have enough
makes
for
it
that. I only had one.
or something like that.
Only had one try. You know, can I do a show and tell?
Of course, we'd love it.
Well, a lot of people say I don't have room for a design wall, but 90% of the people have a closet door. Here's my design.
Oh,
Oh, look at that.
huh.
That goes into a storage room. I took my oversized 2-car garage. It's my sewing studio, and that goes into a storage room. And I just covered it with purple because someone gave me the flannel, and I didn't think I'd be using lavender and purples very often. So I thought it was perfect. Oh, I lost it.
It
That's
is.
okay.
It's beautiful.
So anyway, everybody's got a door they can cover. I just Scotch taped it on. You know, where there's a will, there's a way.
Also, I wanted to ask, when we were handing out all the quilts, people were saying they wanted the twin size. Approximately what size is that?
Hang on a second.
60 by 85.
60 by 85.
More or less.
So that's a lot.
If the person you're going to cover up is big, you want to make it wider,
Yeah. And longer.
depending on that. With me, I'm 5 foot tall. Long is relevant. Doesn't mean a thing.
Yeah. Me too. I'm only 5.
I
You know,
personally like 48 inches, but that's because the size of my long arm machine.
Oh, okay.
I'm the only one I know who has to buy petite and hem 'em, but that's okay.
Oh, no. You're not the only one. My daughter all learned how to hem because we're all just like you.
I'll tell you a secret. If you buy a tall capri, you don't need to hem it for regular pants.
Oh, sneaky. I don't know how to do pictures on Facebook, Tay. Sorry. I'm computer illiterate. I just broke a fingernail down in the quick.
Ooh, that hurts.
I'm not going to
So
start
you finished a block, didn't you?
I finished my block.
Marianne finished a block. Penny finished a block, I think. Georgetta's finished a block.
Well, yeah.
I was gonna say, nothing's showing up.
Why don't you just have all of you together talk?
Jeannie,
Yes.
Tay, everybody, it's
Yes.
been great. Do it again. Do it again.
Okay.
Yes, do it again.
I'll try to do better next time.
You're
So I think
perfect. You're
As long as you were here, that's perfect.
Right.
And then you can show us what you did later.
Yeah. Don't forget to put it on the show and tell. And say that you did that Jeannie's workshop.
You know what is so nice? We didn't have to haul everything to the senior center and then pack it up again and haul it back. We have it where we want it.
Mm-hmm.
That's right.
There's my block.
Very
Yay,
good.
Penny.
Beautiful.
Oh, I
Beautiful.
got something wrong.
Thanksgiving.
Something's wrong.
There's a problem at the bottom.
Let's see. Put it back up.
Wait a minute. I think I figured it out. How's that? Nope.
Much
that
better.
That's better.
It
Yeah.
still isn't
I
right.
would put that one
Yeah,
back
everybody.
one just to the middle.
There. That's
Cover issue, like you
Yeah.
said.
there. Now you can see it better.
Very
Yes.
good.
Yeah.
Oh, congratulations.
Yeah. Oh, that's what's wrong. I had my ruler on it.
Finished one
There,
too,
now you
yes,
can
sir.
see it.
Oh, it's
Look
all
at
green and
Ann.
white. I love it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Congratulations.
thank
I
you.
put some stuff to pop
Thank you,
it
Jeannie.
out.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Jeannie.
Oh, I'm so glad you enjoyed it.
Is anyone else close to show us?
Nope. I have to sew a few more seams.
I'm close. One more seam.
Well, I had a few.
Thank you, ladies. You did an excellent job.
Yes, you did.
Oh, well, thank you for your kind words. I had
And I have a pile of these that I can now start using to do more. And this was all from fabric from the freebie table that I just had stored here, and I just grabbed it and used it.
Oh, look at Georgetta. It's beautiful.
love that.
Oh, good.
That's pretty.
Oh, that is.
One done. Yay. Thank you, Jeannie.
Thank you.
Thank you, Tori, as well.
Okay, congratulations. You can